Hello, it is good to see you again. I hope you're having a great day so far. Today's class was labeled intermediate because it is a kind of an everyday vinyasa flow, but we don't have a super long warm up. So, if this is your first movement of the day, I would definitely recommend pausing right now, getting a slight little warm up in, just a few stretches, open up a little because we do kind of get going. We do hold some of these poses for a few breaths. It's just meant to feel good and help you open up. We do have some fun little transitions, in my opinion. So, whenever you're ready, we get started standing at the top of the mat. I am going to face sideways so you can see me for this little portion, but you can face sideways too if you want to change things up. So first of all, we begin today in mountain pose, reaching the hands up, spread wide between the fingers. Make sure the feet are under the hips. Slightly tuck the tailbone, lift up through the crown, kind of roll the shoulders back a little bit. Finding length in the arms, strength in the shoulders. Taking big gulpfuls of air. Maybe setting an intention for this practice. One more breath here. And on your next inhale, raise the arms over the head, palms meet. Connect to the core, squeeze the abdominals, and fold forward, coming into a little halfway lift. So we're staying here, and then we let the hands float to the legs, reaching the crown forward, sending the hips back, gazing down. And then exhale, slowly melt down. We can take this as a straight-legged forward fold, or we can bend the knees and kind of dangle here. Yogi's choice. Just finding some circulation, letting the blood rush to the hands, the head. And then wherever you're at, gently lift the head, turn the toes out to the corners and sink the hips down, coming into a little squat. And if your hips are a little tight, you might not be open too far, but that's okay. Like I said, we're just opening up. We're just feeling good. So using the elbows to help you press open the knees very gently, no force necessary. Hands come to heart center. Connect to your breath. Coming into your practice, your safe space here together on the mat, in your own body, tapping into the feeling body, getting out of the mind. Finding 2 more breaths, letting the hips just naturally open. And taking the fingertips to the mat. We're going to send the hips up, straighten the legs, toes point to the front of the mat. Bending the right knee, planting the right hand or up on fingertips. Peel the left arm up, big twist, reach for the sky. We can also take this left arm and wrap it behind the back, trying to grab onto this right thigh if we want to go a little bit deeper. If our practice allows today. Exhale, gently release, coming back to our forward fold to switch legs, bending the left knee, peeling the right arm up. Maybe noticing if one side is a little bit tighter than the other. Taking whichever variation you did on the other side. Even yourself out. Take one big full breath. And exhale. Release back into a forward fold. And slowly roll up through the spine. Maybe let the fingertips travel up the legs. Feel them. Letting the chin tuck and then unroll. Mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms meet, volcano pose. Maybe we take a slight back bend. Exhale, send the pelvis forward, squeeze through the glutes as we gently take the gaze with the hands. Holding here. And exhale, straighten back up, bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up high. And exhale, flat back, dive down. Plant the hands, step back into a nice sturdy plank pose. Grip through the fingers to protract the shoulders. Find as much space between yourself and the mat as you can. Connect to the core. And drop this left knee down, but placing it a little bit before the hips. So not directly in line. Reach this right heel back. Might want to walk the fingertips up a little bit. And then untuck the left toes if you had them tucked. Opening up through the right calf. Pressing away from the mat. Then we're going to find a funky little warrior one variation. So ground down through this right foot, kind of turn it. We can kickstand this left leg out a little bit. Swing, windmill the arms around. The right reaches behind as we lift up. It finds the leg and the left comes overhead. Big breath. Reach. And exhale, windmill around, coming to the side of the mat. Kickstand this left leg behind you. Ground down through the outer edge of the right foot. Plant the hands in front of the chest. And inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round through the back, press through the hands. Move in with the breath, taking a few rounds of these modified cat-cow. Find your last round here, wherever you are. And then gently find neutral spine. Take yourself back through to the other side. Taking the right knee in a little bit in front of the hips, and then send that left leg back. Gazing slightly in between the hands or slightly in front. Nice neutral spine, no compression there. Beautiful. And then turning on that back foot, coming into your reverse warrior. I might have called it warrior one earlier. It was not supposed to be warrior one. And releasing, planting the hands in front, taking your cat-cow. Taking 3 or 4 rounds on this side. Moving with the breath. Finding some flow, some synchronicity within yourself. And we meet back in neutral spine, gently turning to the front of the mat, extending the legs, coming into plank pose. Hold here. Then tuck the elbows in by the sides, lower down, chaturanga. Tap the nose to the mat and inhale. Sphinx pose, cobra, upward facing dog. And exhale, roll over the toes, send the hips up. Bend the knees, kind of pedal out the feet. Pressing through the hands, trying to reach the heels down through the mat energetically. Find your static downward facing dog. And gaze at the hands. Gently tiptoe, walk up to the hands and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. 2 more times like that. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. On the exhale. Last one. Then raising the chest, planting the fingertips, gently stepping this left foot back, coming into a little low lunge. Raising up, nice and strong, taking the hands to the knees. Keeping this left hand on the knee, inhale, peel the right back. Coming through the shoulder first. Release. Sinking the hips low and forward. And then let this right arm drop by the side. Plant the fingertips. And gingerly sweep that right leg back and step the left up. Low lunge. Raising up. Inhale. And exhale, send the hips down and forward. Open up through the hip flexor. Front of the leg. On your next inhale, peel that left arm back through the shoulder first. Beautiful. Reaching the scapula together. Open through the front of the chest. And exhale, sweep that left arm around. Plant the fingertips. This time tuck the back toe, lift up, and come into plank pose. Taking a little vinyasa here, elbows tucked in by the sides. Nice and strong. Use that core strength. I know you have it. And exhale over the toes, downward facing dog. Ground down through the left foot. Raise the right leg high, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring it nice and high in through the chest. And then plant the foot in between the hands, reaching up into a nice high lunge. Finding eagle arms, wrapping this right arm underneath the left, trying to meet palms. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Big full breaths. One more here. And exhale, unravel the arms, come into a warrior two, ground down through the back foot, squeeze the scapula, lower the hips. Gazing over the right fingertips. Reach that right arm up over the head and grab onto the wrist, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill the arms around and lower the left knee. Plant this left hand and open the knee, the right knee to the side, coming into a little winged dragon. So we're on the outer edge of this foot. Just opening, we can kind of slightly take our gaze up or back. Maybe we peek back at that foot, whatever feels good to you here. We can also widen the stance a little bit. Make sure to make any adjustments that feel good. And then gently come back up. Heel toe that foot back underneath into a little low lunge. And then we're going to shift our weight back, take the foot a few inches back, lifting up. So our knee is over our ankle. And reach for the left ankle. Kick that foot up towards the hips. Find your balance. Maybe we reach the right hand back as well, helping this quadricep stretch. Send the hips forward. Find a lot of length there. This is a great post-workout stretch. We run a lot. Beautiful. Gently release the foot back down and come into half split, sending the hips back, flexing this right foot back at the face. Making sure to have a nice long spine before we begin to fold over. Use your breath here. And then plant the foot. Frame the foot with the fingertips. Gently step back. Plank pose. We can take an optional vinyasa or we meet in downward facing dog. Taking the other side, you know what to do. Left leg sweeps behind, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring it high up in through the chest, and plant. Inhale, sweep the arms up, nice high lunge. And wrapping this left arm underneath, eagle. Inhale, reach up. Few breaths here. Giving yourself time and space to open. Exhale to unravel, sweeping into warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior, holding onto the left wrist, pulling it over the head. And exhale, windmill around, come into your little winged dragon. Letting the hips sink down. Bringing awareness to your breath, noticing its rhythm, its cadence. And then coming back carefully into your low lunge, taking that foot back and kicking the right up, pulling it into the hips. Get up nice and tall and strong. We're not cowering here. And release, exhale. Half splits, flex the left foot. Find your position. Using the exhales to help you go a little bit further, a little bit deeper. Finding your last breath here. And this time, we're coming into cow face pose. So trying to sweep this left leg back, cross it over the right knee, and gently sit back on the sit bones. Taking a moment here to square the hips. Find the distance of your feet that feels the best to you. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, drop this right arm behind. Bend both the elbows and try to meet fingertips. You can also use a yoga strap or a towel. Take a few moments here to soften. Try to soften in the shoulders. Try to soften in the hips. Let go. Exhale, release the arms, and take a slight little forward fold, just enough to feel this left glute. Inhale, raise back up. We're going to turn to the back of the mat into a wide-legged forward fold. I think this transition is super fun. So, whoop, ground down through the feet, twist it out, and we're facing the back of the mat. Look at that. And just take your time to fold over here, maybe coming down onto the forearms. You can also reach the hands under the legs. Try to pull yourself through. Staying nice and strong in the legs. And then taking the hands back underneath the chest. Inhale to lift and gently circle back around over to the left. So your right leg is on top now in cow face pose. If you've practiced with me before, you've probably done that one, maybe, if you've taken some of the Vinyasa classes. I just think it's so fun. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, drop the left arm, bending both and grasping fingertips. Using this as a chance to take a little check-in with your intention or with your mental state. See how you're doing today. And release any judgment of the answers that come about. Exhale to release the hands, taking a slight little forward fold, just 1 or 2 breaths. And then inhale, raise up. Take the hands in front of the chest. Try to make this transition without using your hands. So uncross the legs, but no judgment if you need to. Always stabilize. And come into boat pose with bent legs. The shins are parallel to the mat. As we reach the chest up, hold here. You got it. And if you have enough space behind you, after this, we are going to go into low boat. So if not, scoot to the middle of the mat if we have traveled. Then reposition hands to heart, draw the shoulders down, lift up nice and strong. If you're shaking, that's cool. That's okay. That's what you're supposed to do. It's you getting stronger. Let's shake together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go through low boat first. Make this transition as smooth as you can. Extend the legs. Hold here. 3, 2, 1. Release down onto the back. You made it. You did amazing. Hug this right knee into the chest. Yes. We're now on our backs, which means we are now close to finishing our practice. Oh, find some relief in that. And then extend the right leg up. Holding on to the leg at the ankle or the toes or with the strap or a towel. Just letting the body start to relax a little. And then gently bend the knee Draw it over the chest as we gaze over the right shoulder. Letting any thoughts drift away as you anchor yourself with the breath. And whenever you're ready to take the other side, you can gently roll back, extend that right leg, take the left into the chest, hug it in. Maybe take an audible exhale. And then extend the left leg long, pulling the leg close to the chest, getting another nice back of the leg stretch. One more big breath, and oxygen to the brain, nourishment to the body. And then bend the knee and gently find your twist. Enjoying this time on the mat, the few minutes we have left, finding some stillness. Then roll onto the back. Send the legs up into the air. Just let the blood flow back. Maybe we want to reach the fingertips up as well. We can kind of shake and wiggle things out if we need to. We want a little energy boost. Crazy dead bug pose. Shake it on out. Beautiful. Maybe some ankle rolls, some wrist rolls. Crackety, crackety. And then you can find your way to your final resting pose. Let your body tell you which one it wants. And just let yourself melt down. Let your body be. Resist any urge to move. Slightly open the mouth, letting the jaw relax. Feeling the breath as your belly rises and falls. And if you would like some more quiet time, you can stay here. You can join me in finding a little seat. Coming back to yourself before you carry on with the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me in this practice today. Getting that body moving, just opening up, for showing up for yourself. It is an honor to guide you here on the mat and to see you. If you enjoyed this class, please give it a little thumbs up. Let me know what your favorite part was down below. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already. And I look forward to the next time we meet on the mat.